Alright guys, welcome back to One Giant's Garage. It's been a minute. Thanks for joining us on this balmy 39 and snowing day here in Michigan. So today we're going to work on rebuilding the latches and handles for the old dirt Diggler here. As you can see, last time I went to use it, the bolt that holds this latch, which pushes this pin out the bottom, which engages that hole in the bucket, broke off. So probably would have been pretty easy to just drill this out, put a new bolt through it, but these things don't hold like they're supposed to anyway. See this, and I've always had the bungee cord back or forward just to keep it in the right spot. So I went online to allskidsteers.com, ordered me a set of left and right hand side handle rebuild kits for Bobtach. So we're going to put those on today, and I will kind of walk you guys through the unboxing and looking at the parts and checking out the whole process. Alright, let's dig into this kit, see what we got here. Seemed to be packaged pretty good, nothing was rattling around when we dropped it off, so they must have made good use of their space. Handle, shiny. Handle, shiny. Alright, that's the actual lock itself. There's a hardware, another lock. Another bag of hardware. Alright, everything feels heavy. Let's see if we can put one of these together. So you can see kind of how it goes on the machine. Now look at that. Even stamped left hand. I wonder which of these kits is the left hand or is the right hand. Let's see, you should be left handed as you're sitting in the machine. And it sits like this. See, this is one thing that's been missing off mine since I got it. This is a little flap that goes over top of the opening on the top of the Bobtach, and it keeps the dirt and stuff from getting down inside of it. Mine hasn't had these since I've had it, so I'm pretty excited about that. Oh, there's a welding bushing that we're going to use. there's all the parts for one kit. I am going to take a peek at our old one so I can be real sure how these go together, and I'll come back and show you guys how they fit. Alright, so believe it or not, this is actually super easy to do. Assemble everything on the table, and then I'll show you how you slide it in the machine. But you can see the old system laid next to the new one. See, this bolt right here went through this part of the handle. This would sit like this, it's on the opposite side of the machine. Threads into here, but you can see how rusted up and just bent, re-welded. Must have been fixed 20 times over its life. So, to put it together, start with this. Pass the long bolt through here. You go into this. It's got a little cone on the bottom. Spring sits on top of it. Flat washer and a nut. Tighten all that down so you get some slack up here, some thread showing. Thread this on right here. Pass this bolt. It's like a shoulder bolt. Got an unthreaded portion here. And a washer. Thread it into that. And then to protect it all, this goes on last. This is your rubber cover. There's just a nut, wherever I put it. Somewhere it goes right there. So this is a weld-in bushing. No, there's nothing. This is a weld-in bushing that you normally put inside the Bobtach. I'm not going to use this because I already fixed that last year. I welded just a chunk of probably 5/8 threaded rod through there. So that does what this would. Normally you would cut the old one out, grind it out, and then find a way to pull this bottom section out, and then you would just weld this piece in there. It's got a spring that keeps the handle from flopping around. I may try to use that on the new, if that's big enough to go over 5/8. But that's just got a little bolt here that attaches it to it. So this is normally all that would hold your handles on the Bobtach itself, is just this. This sits in the Bobtach, spring goes over top, handle goes on top of that. Little tiny bolt, keep it from falling off, goes on top of that. So we're not using that. These here are nylon guides. I'll show you here in a second. They go down in, there's a square opening in the bottom, and they go down in there to hold this right square to the center of the opening. At some point, obviously they lost them because I'm sure these fall out fairly quickly, but they put in a bolt that just came through one of the holes to keep tension on one side of this, to keep it from flopping around too much. I'm going to try like epoxying these in there so they don't fall out, because I'd like something to hold it square. What I got now just pushed it off to one side, because you can see everything's just wonky on this old one here. So we will get this new setup ready to go. Actually this one, because that's already out. This one will replace this, and I will get you over to the Bobtach and show you how easy it is to put it in. Alright, so we're going to do this on a dry run. My little plastic bushings won't stay in, so I'll show you guys the basic gist of it, and then I'll come back and do it for real. So you see down through there where that one bushing is, that's the part that this piece slides through. So you just send her down. See, it's popping through that square hole down in the bottom. It's way easier to do with two hands, but whatever. Alright. So that goes through there. And grab your spring that you forgot. I don't know yet if this will slide over that. Right there you can see the 5/8 rod I put in there last time. Oh, it does work. Spring goes on there. keep sending her home. And what you end up with when you got two hands is that, go over top of that, throw the nut on it, and you're all done. So I'm going to use two hands to wrestle it and show you how it works when it's all put together. Alright, so we're pretty much done with this side. I had some extra work to do I hadn't contemplated. So this piece right here is actually welded on. I assume the original one just got wore down. So they booger welded all this on here. And what this is a notch for this handle to sit in when you release the quick attach, so it gives a little bit extra throw to pull that pin up. Well, you can see how thin that handle was, and the other one up top over there, whatever. So this area that they had booger welded was interfering with the throw of the handle, so I had to go and grind that off. Now it's pretty good. It doesn't come back up quite as far as I'd like it to. You can see it still sticks out just a whisker. So I'll see if maybe I can tighten that bolt up or something. Draw it back up. So this is that flap that I didn't have before. And you can see when you've got the bucket locked down, it just covers this top. Whereas how that one's open, it just fills this whole cavity up with dirt. So you got good long tooth engagement down there. And the important thing about having these springs work is, I know it's hard to tell, but this is pretty stout as far as pulling it back out, like for the pin to pull up. This one here, I mean, you can see how loose it is. Heck, I had this bungee to hold it back so I could take the bucket off, because this would just flop over and lock the bucket. So you can see when they're all locked up. See, this doesn't stick out quite as far as that one does. I might have to adjust it a little bit. But see, this doesn't have those plastic bushings or anything in it. You can see how that just rattles around, and that's in the locked position. That's all it's holding your bucket on. By comparison, you come over here, and that son of a gun doesn't even move. That's me shaking, not the pin itself. So this will be a good upgrade. So I'm going to do some adjusting. Get the other side done. Bring you back to a quick wrap up when she's all done. Alright guys, here you go, all wrapped up for now. I got a couple things I might do later, but this left hand went on. Remember how loose that was before? Barely a wiggle now. I did not change that pivot right there. I will eventually though, because that's not quite as nice as I'd like it to be. Now, nice solid handles, nice solid engagement. You look down, both of them got plenty of clearance. Pull back plenty far. Snap them over. Good spring compression. That one less so, but whatever. Good teeth sticking out. Alright. One more project in the books, guys. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for the next one.